If you've watched the channel before, you'll know that I'm a big fan of these plastic connected joiners when it comes to DIY projects in the canopy setup. These are honestly a game changer for people like me who don't have the sharpest fabrication skills, because they allow us to easily build pretty much anything you can imagine. How it essentially works once you've planned out your basic frame is you just buy this 25mm box tube, cut this down into the lengths you require, and then buy your required little joiner pieces, and they just bash together with a hammer. I've used it quite a bit over the years in my canopy setups. I made my first original slide out pantry in my old Ford Ranger's canopy, along with a kitchen bench in that canopy too, and I've used it even more in this canopy setup to make the entire slide out kitchen build. But how does it stand up to long-term abuse? To find out, I've started pulling apart my slide out kitchen build to get a closer look at some of these plastic joiners. So I built this kitchen setup about 18 months ago. In that time, we've done some of WA's most corrugated tracks through Karajini and Shark Bay, climbed Mount Meharry, and done a collection of forward driving as well. So it's definitely been through a fair bit of abuse. And has all that had a toll on the kitchen build? Yes, it most certainly has. So to preface this, over the last couple of camping trips, I've noticed that the kitchen build hasn't quite been sitting straight in the canopy setup, which has prompted me today to pull it apart to try and get to the bottom of what might be causing that alignment issue. And I've definitely figured it out. Take a look at what I've discovered. So these are the connected joiners from the very rear, and they have just been absolutely destroyed. So that one's all snapped to pieces. This one down here, that's all snapped off as well. This is the support that used to run horizontally between those two pieces. And as you can see, some of my joiner is still left in there, so that's also destroyed. You can see in the end of these pieces, just, yeah, it's not in a good way. Now it is interesting, this whole piece that was sitting in behind this kitchen build, that kind of sits on that aluminium tracking on the side, wraps around the back and comes around. This is the sliding bench here, and the main bench was sitting on top of this frame. And all the damage seems to be concentrated at the rear section here. And I move down to the front. These joiners are all still fine. This piece was sitting like that originally. So those joiners are all fine on both sides. All the rest of the joiners in this kitchen build are also still fine. So this whole slide out section here with the cooker, all those joiners are still fine as well, which is great. Moving up this main slide out bench, that's also supported with connected pieces here and the joiners in the middle. They're all still looking fine, which is good. It was just this particular piece here and all the rear joiners. So I think the rear must have copped the damage, because when that was originally in place, that's kind of the area where I used to just dump all my loose stuff. So max tracks, camp chairs, camp tables, water jerry cans, and you name it. And when you go over corrugations, all that stuff just lifts and then slams back down. I reckon just the repetitive slamming of all those objects on this section has just broken those poor plastic joiners. To be honest, not that surprising. They are just plastic, and I suppose I was expecting quite a lot of them to put up with the load that these have been experiencing over the last 18 months. So with that in mind, would I recommend Connect-It for your next DIY project? I mean, the obvious answer is no, but honestly, it kind of depends. Now, if you're wanting to build something to last you super long term or super elaborate, or you're planning on subjecting your car to some pretty intense forward driving tracks, then no, obviously not. You'll probably just experience the same as what I've been experiencing here. However, if you're just wanting to have a go at building something DIY, or your project is a fair bit smaller, then by all means, give it a go. It's actually fantastic stuff, super easy to work with, and when it does break, it's really easy just to whack one of those broken connectors out, chuck a new one in, and away you go. If you're looking for something a little bit more durable for these bigger projects, so probably what I should have been using from the get-go for my slide out kitchen build, you can buy aluminium extrusion lengths with 4-way bolt channels built in. So that way you just cut that down to size, slide bolts into those channels, and then bolt everything together using proper strong metal brackets. It is going to cost you a little bit more money, and it's also going to be more time consuming to build that way, but you're getting a lot more strength as a result, so it's just a bit of a trade-off. Anyway, that was just a quick video to bring you guys up to speed on how these connected joiners have been faring over the years. I know a lot of you guys are asking about them when I did my original build videos of this kitchen build. So after a year and a half, 90% of them are still working fine, but these ones at the back are all absolutely destroyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So I've been noticing over the past couple of